So, Jack Doyle, undrafted free agent tight end that was picked up by the Indianapolis Colts back in 2013. One of the more underrated tight ends in the league. His stats aren't going to show it. His stats aren't going to show up, make you go, wow. But he is a great all around tight end that does everything exceptionally well, really well. So, real quick before I get into this topic about Jack Doyle, I do thank you for tuning in to the JDW Sports Talk Show, and just excited to talk Colts football and talk Jack Doyle. I'll talk a little bit Colts football, you guys. So let me know if your thoughts about Jack Doyle down in the comment section below. So let's get back into this. So Jack Doyle, like I said, he was an undrafted free agent tight end out of I actually don't know out of where, but it's been in the league for quite a few years now. 7 years. He's about 31, somewhere around there. So he's definitely getting up there in age. But nonetheless, he's been a really great all-around tight end for the Colts. As I like to call him, the jack of all trades. It kind of fits him. Jack Doyle, the jack of all trades. It fits him. So 2013. Undrafted free agent. Not expected to do much. Not really expected to make the roster or anything. So yeah, not really much to talk about there. 2014, second year. 2 touchdowns. You know, not spectacular. 2015, 72 yards and 1 touchdown. Nothing spectacular. 2016 is when he really picked it up, and when a guy like Dwayne Allen and Kobe Fleener, I think his name was, left, which opened things up for Jack Doyle. And Jack Doyle was really underrated those past few years, and now when he finally gets a chance to be a elite guy at tight end, he really shows out, and you know he's a really good tight end for the Colts, and he goes for 59 receptions for 584 yards with a 9.9 yards per reception and 5 touchdowns. So, when he really got his opportunity, he really took off with it. He really took it and ran. And, he's also an awesome character guy as well, I forgot to mention. So, a really good breakout year for him. And then you go 2017, I actually believe he was a Pro Bowler in 2017. 80 receptions, 690 yards, 8.6 yards per reception, 4 touchdowns. Not a bad year for a tight end, Yeah, nothing insane, but still a really, a solid year for a tight end all around. And, you go to 2018, goes for 245 and 2 touchdowns. I think this was the year he was hurt a little bit this year. He was in and out. He definitely had some injuries this year. I remember that he was banged up. But nonetheless, when he was in, he made a difference. He got a touchdown versus the Raiders. I remember, crazy. I remember that, but you know, he didn't really have an awesome year. But his stats aren't always going to show what he did. He's more of one of those kind of players. You can't just look at the stats and judge a book by its cover. And then you go to 2019. He comes back up into the form. 43 receptions, 448 yards, 10.4 yards per reception, and 4 touchdowns, which is a really solid year. Good year by Jack Doyle. And then 2020 did take a little bit of a step back again. 251 yards, 10.9 yards per reception. Oh, I forgot to mention 23 receptions, and he had 3 touchdowns. Not really a crazy season, but he's not a player that's you can't just look at the stats to judge him. You have to go turn on a little bit of tape, turn on some games, watch some games. He's a player. He's a great all around player. He could block really well. He's a good route runner. He has really good hands. And as we've seen in the big games last year, especially in that Buffalo game, he really came up huge. He came up huge, and he had quite a few big catches in that Buffalo game, which was amazing. Um, but yeah, a very, not a jaw dropping tight end, not very flashy, but at the same time, he's a really good tight end that, and the stats aren't going to show that, even though a few years he did really have those stat popping years, 2016, 2017. But at the same time last year, the tight ends were a little limited as well because, the tight ends did have to help blocking because of Philip Rivers, and his inability to move. But, nonetheless, a really good all around tight end that is very underappreciated by Colts fans, and he is considered a surprising cut candidate. So I think he should stay. I don't want to see him go. I mean, it's realistic. If a tight end comes in and really works really hard, it's anything's possible. Um, but I don't think he's gonna get cut, in my opinion. So, that's kind of my thoughts on Jack Doyle. So let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to the JDW Sports Talk Show. That's gonna be it for today's episode. So if you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Put that bell on for future videos. And that's it for today's episode. So as always, next time.